must have been equally traumatic for me because I don't remember that conversation at all. What I do remember is one time driving in the car with Paulina and her brothers. They were probably in 3rd or 4th grade. For some reason, I was sitting in the back with the boys. Paulina was sitting in the front with her mother when she just burst out with, "All right, can somebody please tell me what's the deal with this whole penis-vagina thing?" My wife shot me a glance in the rearview mirror, and I started right in, saying, "Okay, I'll explain the whole deal. Just tell me when you want me to stop." I started to describe intercourse, but within about 22 seconds, the boys were cracking up, and Paulina was screaming, "Stop, stop, stop!" Maybe that's why I thought props might help me the next time I was bringing up the topic. So here we are. I've spent decades listening to people ask and talk about sex and relationships and coaching them to find solutions. I'm as old or older than your parents, and even though I talked with my own teenagers about their relationships, I can understand if you think I couldn't possibly get what you want to know about. Maybe you feel like your whole world and concerns are invisible to adults. And when I listen to people your age, I hear that you have questions and challenges around your relationships today that I couldn't imagine when I first started giving advice. But the answers to navigating these issues are grounded in proven science and evolving theory about why people behave the way they do.
This is bound to be a complicated conversation. Know that I'm here to hold your hand. Remember, I'm not much older than you are, and I'm having this conversation with my dad. I don't know your relationship to your parents, but know this. I am not easily embarrassed. I want my dad to be proud of the work I do, and I'm not afraid of difficult conversations. No matter where you come from, what your parents think, or what other people think about you, we are in this together.
And learn why we wrote this book.
When I was in college, Emma Solkowitz was carrying her mattress around Columbia University's campus, where we both went to school. You might be too young to remember her performance art, but I saw it firsthand. The first time I saw her, she was alone, carrying her striped twin XL mattress, dragging it across College Walk. I was confused. Why was she carrying it? Wasn't it heavy? Why wasn't anyone helping her? But then someone told me she was carrying her mattress until her rapist was found guilty. The next time I saw her, 5 people were helping her carry it over their heads. I wanted to help, but there were already too many hands. She brought that mattress to every class. She carried it across the stage at graduation. The university did not give her a reason to leave it in her dorm. The student she had accused of rape remained on campus. Her charges against him were investigated by the university and dismissed. Their reasoning? How could sex that started out as consensual become non-consensual? And that's part of the reason this audiobook exists. When I attended graduate school at Columbia, I was required to do sexual harassment training. It was clinical and legal, and it was easy to skip through. It felt like a way for the institution to protect itself rather than a way to protect its students. This confusion about consent was compounded by my dating experience in my early 20s. I was Tindering a lot. On the app itself, I felt objectified and harassed by random people I did not know. If I did make it to a date, I sometimes found myself having sex just because it was easier to have sex than to say no. The sex was unfulfilling. I was left feeling empty and confused. I was exercising my sexuality, but I felt used, unappreciated, and unseen. So I started talking about it with my friends. And the more I spoke about it, the more common I found the experience to be. It's never too late to start this conversation. Although I haven't talked about these parts of my life with my dad before, I know that being able to comfortably talk about relationships, sexuality, and consent is a skill worth having. Because talking about how you feel and listening to how others feel should be a lifelong conversation. All in all, it's safe to say I learned as much writing this book as I hope you will listening to it. Relationships affect us all, and we are honored to be here as you just get started.
If you think because I'm a doctor, this book is going to be about all of the physical things you need to know about relationships and sex, you might be surprised. Without question, healthy sexuality comes from an understanding of how your body works. The good news is that our bodies are surprisingly easy to figure out. If you have questions about your health or physical self that haven't been answered in health class in school or by your parents, there are plenty of places where you can find good information. Start by checking out the PDF